deductions, I feel like here's the thing, the IRS right now is getting ready to ramp up on workers. So let me say this is that the very first thing we need to make sure that we are reporting and that we are not overlooking is the amount of income that comes into our business. So that means that if you're taking payments electronically, you're going to have to report that. So it's very important, first off, to properly report the revenues. And then to answer your question in regards to deductions, the overlooked deductions, here's the thing. The IRS wants to know what is ordinary and necessary to run your business. And so if you run a very specific business, right? Trying to think. Maybe if you run a construction business, right? Having tickets to a concert isn't going to be ordinary and necessary for your construction business, right? But maybe buying hundreds of thousands of dollars of equipment that operate the construction is going to be something that is ordinary and necessary. So I would say this is that to start there, the overlooking of deductions that I have seen is some of the overlooking and deductions can come from if you do use your car in business, right? They don't log the mileage. They don't record the mileage that they use in order to run the business. And that is something that can give a lot of deduction for your business. Another thing that I see is trainings, education, conferences. If you go to conferences that are related to the field that you're in a business of, then that's important for your business. Then that is something that's a write-off. Another thing I see is travel to those conferences, travel to other clients, seeing clients. That is going to be meaning airfare tickets, right? Ubers, Lyfts. That is, if it's for a business purpose, those are definitely deductions. Another thing that I see is that if you have a home office that is a dedicated space that is used exclusively for your business, that is something that you are able to deduct. Again, you have to meet the qualifications of that. Another thing that I see, and I can go on and on, so I'm this last one, is the type of entity and structure that your business has. If it is not a proper structure, or if it's not structured right, you can be paying like 5 figures in taxes. Like just right now, I had a client that we had to do an adjustment to the type of entity that they had, the entity structure, and he was able to save a lot of money. I'll just say that he was able to save tons of money, 5 figures, because of the not the tweak or the adjustment that we had to do within this entity structure. And so those are some of the deductions that are overlooked, but don't overlook the revenue, don't overlook the income as well too.
Now you definitely said a lot, and I definitely want to break this down a little bit more. The first thing that I want to break down, 'cause I watched this video just before this interview, and it was basically this guy was talking about, like with deductions, taking pictures of receipts, anytime you travel. What are some resources that people could use to make it much easier to record these, trips, these mileage, you go out to eat with a business client, so it does not like at the end of the year you're looking for this audit receipts or you're looking. So how can people, be more organized in preparation for the tax season?
Yes, so this is really great. So the thing is that we have technology that is automated to where you don't even have to do half of the things that you used to have to do, right? Don't go in at the end of the year bringing a whole bucket of receipts and think that your accountant is they will hate you for it. Let me just start it off right there. You bringing shoe boxes full of receipts and saying, hey, could you figure out what my deductions are going through? No, you will not be liked. They may not even accept you. I wouldn't accept you unless you wanted to pay a very, very, very hefty fee. And I really mean that. I really mean that, because I'm not going to sit there and do it. But if I'm going to hire help, yeah. So let me let me do this though. There's a few resources that you can have. If you wanted to start off on the free route, you have Wave Accounting app that does bookkeeping for you. It does a lot of things for you. It can send out invoices for you, and it's completely free. It can record the expenses. It's tied to your bank account. Though that's a free resources right there called Wave Accounting, WAVE accounting. So you can do that on your phone. Another resource is, it's a small fee resource, but it's called QuickBooks. If you are self-employed, if you don't have like if you don't have a complicated entity structure, you can do QuickBooks self-employed. It's a very small fee per month, and it automatically records your mileage. So how does that work? Well, the thing is, the only thing you'll have to do is go back through your trips where you stopped and swipe. I think you swipe one way if it's personal, and you swipe the other way if it's business. So it's tracking your mileage. Where did you go? What was the business purpose? Okay, you went to go eat with a client. Okay, another thing that you can do is within the QuickBooks app. Listen, this is QuickBooks. I can only speak for QuickBooks. You can take a picture of the receipt, but don't just take the picture of the receipt. Put the business purpose down on your receipt. What was the business purpose? Who did you meet with, right? They want to know who, what, when, where, why. Well, they see the what, right? They see the food, they see where, and they have the when. They just want to know who it was with, right? And what it was for. Like, why? Like, why did you meet with them? Okay, to discuss referrals, to discuss business, to discuss something. So those are the things that the only thing you have to do is so you can do it seamless. Like whenever the waitress comes through, brings the ticket, you're writing the tip down. As you have the pen in your hand, you can go ahead and put, okay, let me go ahead and write who I was with and why I was with them. Take the picture in your QuickBooks. Guess what? It's going to record it in QuickBooks. Now, there has to be some back end things done, but that is in its simplest form. All you have to do. Another thing that's going to be really important is having a separate bank account, not commingling business and personal. Have a separate account, a business account that's just solely for your business. So the accountant or whoever you're working with isn't going through your person, isn't going through so many things to try to figure out whether or not it is business or personal. If you go to a store and you buy items, if you go to Amazon, you've got to go ahead and save those receipts, right? You want to save those receipts so you can know what it was for and why. So,
Wow.
yeah,
Wow. Wow.
QuickBooks self-employed. If you are just running solo, you're doing some type of service, that's going to be a great resource for you, especially for doing mileage and for recording and taking photos of your expenses and evidence.